The Galactic Council made a critical mistake. Humanity responded as one. The Galactic Council was the most powerful organization in known space. They ruled hundreds of star systems. Alien species from many planets attended their meetings. Humans had always been a small part of the galaxy. Most aliens thought humans were weak. They thought humans were divided and slow to act. No one took humanity seriously. In a large hall on the planet Zerine, the council gathered for an important meeting. Massive windows showed stars outside. Ships from every corner of the galaxy floated nearby. The council debated trade routes, borders, and new rules for smaller species. Humans were mentioned several times, always with doubt. "They are weak," said a tall alien with green skin. "His name was Torvak." "They fight among themselves." "They cannot even manage one planet peacefully." "Why give them more freedom? They are unpredictable," added a smaller alien, purple and almost transparent. "Sometimes they show courage, but mostly they make mistakes. We should control them before they grow stronger." Humans had a representative, but he was small and quiet. His name was Robert Lane. He had been chosen because he could speak in many languages and could remain calm under pressure. Today he listened while the aliens planned new limits on humanity. The council decided to act. They voted to block human trade routes to other systems. They would make humans submit to inspections and controls on all ships. Human colonies outside Earth would have strict rules. If anyone broke them, the council would take harsh action. On Earth, the news arrived slowly at first, through messages from ambassadors and satellites. Then it spread across every screen. People watched in silence. Many were angry. Some were worried. Leaders from different nations gathered in emergency meetings. They spoke carefully. They did not want panic. In Washington, Ethan Cole, a former engineer who now worked as an advisor to space agencies, watched the news with his colleagues. Ethan was calm, but his mind was busy. He knew humans had little military power compared to the Council, yet he also knew humans had something the Council did not expect. Humans could unite.
"They think we will fight each other," Ethan said.
That is their first mistake. Across the city, Lucas Gray, a Navy officer, prepared for a meeting with other defense leaders. Lucas had seen small-scale battles on Earth before. He knew humans could be disciplined, but the challenge now was greater. It was not a single nation they had to defend. It was the whole planet. Laura Bennett, a scientist specializing in advanced propulsion, studied the Council's plans. She called Ethan and Lucas to discuss her findings. "They are not just imposing rules," Laura said. "They are preparing to control us." "They want to test our colonies and our technology. We cannot wait for them to act." "We must be ready." Humans began to plan. Unlike what the Council expected, humans did not argue among themselves. They shared knowledge quickly. Engineers and scientists worked together to improve old ships. Factories shifted to produce new technology. Civilians joined to help in every way possible. Emma Parker, a civilian ship captain from Texas, offered her fleet to move supplies between planets. Her ships were small, fast, and efficient. She worked with military leaders to make routes safe. Noah King, a quiet strategist, studied Council patterns. He predicted what the Council might do next. His ideas were simple but clever. Humans could defend themselves without fighting first. They could be ready for any surprise attack. As humans united quietly, the Council grew impatient. They sent an envoy to Earth. The alien envoy was tall, with silver skin that reflected light. He walked into the main hall on Earth without fear, expecting humans to be intimidated. "Humans," he said, his voice echoing. "The Council has decided. You will follow our rules. Any resistance will be punished. Your colonies are at our mercy. You have little time to comply." The room was full of humans from every nation. Diplomats, scientists, military officers, and civilians all listened. The envoy expected anger, confusion, and fear. Instead, he found calm. Humans spoke among themselves for a moment. They shared data and opinions. Finally,
A diplomat named Daniel Ross stepped forward.
"We hear your message," Daniel said calmly, "but you should understand one thing. Earth is listening. Humans are not divided. We speak with one voice. We will act together. If you threaten us, you will see our strength."
The envoy paused.
He had not expected such confidence. He left without a word, his mission incomplete. On Earth, Ethan, Lucas, Lara, Emma, and Noah met to discuss the next step. They did not panic. They did not rush into war. They focused on preparation. Schools and universities worked on engineering projects. Factories built ships. Satellites and communication systems improved. Every human effort contributed to readiness. Ethan supervised engineers who adapted old military ships for defense. Lucas trained crews to work together, not as separate nations, but as a single force. Laura developed systems to detect council movements. Emma and her fleet moved supplies quietly, ensuring safety for everyone. Noah predicted council strategies and designed plans to counter them. Humans also reached out to other species. They sent messages of peace, not war. Many aliens listened. Some were curious. Some were afraid of the council as much as humans were. Humanity's calm and organized response surprised many. The council watched closely. Their message had not intimidated Earth. Humans were not panicking. Instead, they were uniting. The council believed humans would be slow, weak, and disorganized. They were wrong. Back on Earth, families continued their lives, even as leaders prepared for potential conflict. Children played under the stars, unaware of the larger war that could come. Adults went to work, built new technology, and studied strategies. The planet itself became alive with preparation. It was quiet work, not flashy battles. It was strength in action. Ethan looked at the night sky and thought about what the council had done. "They underestimated us," he said to Lucas. Lucas nodded.
"And that is the first mistake they will regret. Humans do not fight alone."
"We fight as one," Laura added. "They think technology alone decides battles. They do not understand humans. We do not rely only on ships or weapons. We rely on trust, courage, and cooperation." Emma smiled. "And we will show them, not with hate, but with unity. The galaxy will see what humans can do." Noah, quiet as always, looked at maps and charts. "We have time. We can prepare. When the council acts, we will be ready. They think they control us. We control ourselves. That is enough." The first part of humanity's response was complete. They were not yet fighting openly, but they were united. Engineers, scientists, leaders, and civilians worked as one. Every step strengthened their planet and their colonies. Every plan, every ship, every message was part of a larger effort. The Galactic Council believed humans would fail quickly. They believed humans would fight among themselves. They believed humans were weak. It was their critical mistake. Humans were not weak. They were not divided. They were learning how to act as one, and soon the council would see the result of that unity. The stars above Earth were quiet that night. Ships moved, factories worked, and humans learned. Every human knew the council had made a mistake. Humanity was ready, not for chaos, not for revenge, but for survival and pride. Together, humans would respond. Together, humans would prove their strength. The first part ends with a sense of calm before the storm. Humans are ready, united, and organized. The Council has made a mistake that will echo across the galaxy. The stage is set for humanity's response, but for now, they prepare quietly. The galaxy does not yet understand what is coming. Humans on Earth were changing. After the Council's threat, people began to act together. Old rivalries between nations mattered less. Engineers, soldiers, scientists, and civilians worked side by side. They shared knowledge, tools, and ideas without delay. The world became organized in a way no one had imagined before. Ethan Cole supervised teams that modified old ships for defense. These ships had been built for transport or research, but Ethan and his team changed them. They strengthened hulls, added better shields, and improved engines. Even small civilian ships could now survive Council attacks. Lucas Gray trained military crews, not just Navy or Army, but all branches together. Soldiers learned to coordinate. They practiced communication and teamwork. Lucas stressed one point again and again. Humans must fight as one. A single mistake could cost lives, but unity would win battles. Laura Bennett worked in research labs. She studied Council technology. She found patterns in their communication and their fleets. She discovered weaknesses in their systems, small gaps humans could use. Laura sent her findings to engineers and strategists across Earth. Every piece of data was shared openly, so no one worked alone. Emma Parker used her fleet of civilian ships to help move supplies. Her ships were fast and small, perfect for sneaking through Council patrols. She transported food, medicine, and equipment to colonies outside Earth. Civilians worked with her, piloting ships, repairing engines, and loading cargo. They did not complain. They knew every effort mattered. Noah King, the strategist, studied the Council's likely moves. He made maps of possible attack routes. He predicted which colonies were in danger first. His plans were simple but clever. Humans could defend key positions without wasting resources. He shared his maps with military leaders and civilian organizers alike. On Earth, people began to feel hope. The first step had been fear. The Council's threat could have caused panic, but it did not. Instead, bodes humans worked together. Cities that had been quiet at night now buzzed with activity. Factories ran day and night. Schools joined the effort, sending students to help with communication systems and ship repairs. Every citizen contributed in some way. The Council, far away on Zareen, watched. Their analysts sent reports. "Humans are slow," one alien said. "We expect them to argue and fail. They will collapse within weeks." But humans did not collapse. They learned quickly. They listened to each other. They trusted each other. Alien observers began to notice the difference. Humans were different from any species the Council had controlled. Their strength was not only technology or numbers. It was coordination. One day, a Council envoy arrived on Earth. This time, it was a larger group. The aliens expected humans to be scared. They brought threats, showing off weapons and fleets. They arrived at the main assembly hall, a massive building in the center of a city. Humans from every nation gathered to meet them. "Humans," said the lead envoy, his voice deep and cold. "The Council's orders are clear. You will obey. Failure is not allowed. Your colonies, your ships, and your people are under our control. Resist, and you will be destroyed." The humans listened quietly. No one interrupted. They had learned patience. Finally, Daniel Ross, the diplomat, spoke. "We understand your message," Daniel said. "But you are mistaken if you think humans are weak or divided. Earth speaks as one. We are prepared. We are watching. Any attack on us will meet a response, not out of anger, but out of defense." The envoy looked uneasy. He had expected fear, confusion, and conflict. Humans were calm, organized, and confident. He left without completing his mission, and Earth's leaders were more determined than ever. Preparations continued. Ethan Cole's engineers tested new engines and shields. They built new ships faster than ever before. Civilians worked in factories, repairing older ships and creating parts. The fleet was growing. Lucas Gray trained crews in teamwork and coordination. Soldiers learned how to work with civilians and scientists. They drilled in new formations and tactics. Even young cadets were included. Everyone understood the importance of unity. Laura Bennett improved detection systems. Her labs created devices that could spot Council ships before they reached human space. She also designed countermeasures to Council weapons, small changes that made a big difference in battle. Emma Parker's fleet became a symbol of hope. Small and fast, it moved supplies between colonies. Her crews worked without complaint, knowing they were part of a larger plan. She taught young pilots to be careful and brave. "Every life matters," she said. "We cannot lose anyone unnecessarily. Noah King studied the Council's patterns. He predicted attacks, possible strategies, and weak points. He shared his ideas with human leaders and civilians alike. Everyone learned to think ahead. Humans were becoming ready not just to defend themselves, but to respond intelligently. Humans also reached out to other alien species quietly. Some were already unhappy with the Council. Some had suffered from its control before. These aliens began to share information and technology with humans. Earth became a hub of cooperation not just for humans, but for anyone who wanted freedom. Council leaders grew impatient. Their reports showed humans were not panicking. They were preparing, building ships, training crews, and spreading information. The Council decided to test humanity with a small attack on a colony near the outer systems. Humans were ready. Ethan Cole's ships were stationed in hidden positions. Lucas Gray's crews were trained and alert. Laura Bennett's detection systems were active. Emma Parker's fleet was moving supplies to safety. Noah King's maps predicted the Council fleet's path. The attack began. Council ships moved toward the colony, confident of easy victory. They expected chaos. They expected humans to argue and fail. But humans were waiting. Every ship, every crew, every citizen had a role. They acted as one. Small human ships moved quickly, cutting off Council paths. Shields and engines performed better than expected. Civilians helped by guiding ships and repairing damage. Engineers like Ethan adjusted systems in real time. Soldiers like Lucas led counterattacks. Scientists like Laura disabled Council weapons with clever hacks. Emma Parker's fleet saved many civilians, moving them away from danger. Noah King directed movements, predicting Council attacks and rerouting human ships to counter them. The Council did not expect humans to work so efficiently together. The colony was safe. Human ships did not destroy the Council completely. They did not need to. But the Council ships retreated, damaged and confused. The first clear victory of humanity was visible. On Earth, people celebrated quietly. They had not lost anyone unnecessarily. They had protected their colonies. They had proven humans could work as one. Families hugged each other. Soldiers smiled. Scientists and engineers congratulated each other. They had done what many thought impossible. The Council's mistake was clear. They had underestimated humans. They had expected fear, division, and failure. Instead, humans had shown unity, courage, and intelligence. Ethan Cole looked at the night sky. He knew the first battle was just the beginning. Humans had prepared, and now they had shown they could fight together. Lucas Gray nodded beside him, understanding the truth. Humans were stronger than anyone had imagined. Laura Bennett continued her research, finding new ways to protect humanity. Emma Parker trained more civilian pilots. Noah King planned the next steps. Every human on Earth and in the colonies had a role. Everyone understood the power of working together. Messages from alien species began to arrive. Some congratulated humans. Some asked for advice. Others quietly offered support. Humanity was becoming a symbol, not of war, but of unity. The galaxy was watching.
The Council grew more worried. They had expected humans to be weak and divided.
Now, humans were growing stronger with every day. The Council had made a mistake they did not yet understand. Humans did not fight alone. They fought together. And together, humans were unstoppable. As Part 2 ends, humans are not yet attacking. They are not yet seeking revenge. They are preparing, uniting, and learning. The Council's small attack failed. Humans proved their strength quietly, carefully, and intelligently. The stage was set for the next step. Humans would continue to grow, gather allies, and strengthen their position. Soon the galaxy would see that the Council's mistake was only the beginning, and humanity was ready. United, prepared, and confident, they would respond as one. The Council had underestimated humans, and it was about to pay the price. After their small attack failed, they planned a larger strike. A fleet of Council warships moved toward the outer colonies. They believed a bigger attack would finally teach humans a lesson. They thought humans would panic this time. They were wrong. Humans had prepared. Ethan Cole oversaw engineers working on ships in hidden stations near the outer colonies. Every ship had been upgraded with stronger shields, better engines, and new defensive systems. Even civilian ships were armed in ways that would surprise the Council. Lucas Gray drilled his crews. They trained day and night. Soldiers and civilians learned to fight together. Communication was clear and commands were simple. Every person knew their role. Failure was not an option, but fear was not present either. Humans were calm and confident. Laura Bennett's research teams monitored Council communications. They predicted the attack path and learned the timing of each ship's movement. Laura shared her findings with Ethan, Lucas, and Noah King. Noah adjusted strategy maps based on Laura's data. Humans had information the Council could not imagine. Emma Parker's fleet moved quietly. They were ready to evacuate civilians or supplies if needed. They also acted as scouts, reporting Council movements back to human commanders. Emma trained new pilots, teaching them to move fast, think clearly, and work as one. The Council fleet arrived near the first colony. They were confident. "Humans cannot fight as one," said the lead Council commander. "We will crush them quickly." But humans were waiting. Small ships emerged from hidden positions. Coordinated attacks disrupted Council movements. Shields absorbed weapons that were thought to be deadly. Humans did not panic. They acted as one. Ethan's engineering teams made adjustments in real time. When Council weapons overloaded, human ships survived. When engines were damaged, crews repaired them immediately. Every ship, civilian or military, was part of the larger plan. Lucas Gray led the first strike. His ships targeted the Council's command vessels carefully. He did not destroy them outright. He aimed to disable control systems. His strategy worked. The Council ships lost coordination. They moved chaotically, unable to follow orders. Emma Parker's fleet moved civilians to safety. Fast ships darted through the battlefield, avoiding Council fire. Emma personally guided several ships, keeping calm even when explosions shook nearby vessels. Her courage inspired every pilot under her command. Noah King's strategy predicted the Council's reactions. He directed human ships to counter every attack before it could fully start. Every Council ship was challenged by multiple human vessels at once. Humans were defending, but also teaching the Council a lesson. Laura Bennett found a pattern in Council communications. She used it to jam weapon systems temporarily, giving human crews an advantage. Her work saved countless lives. She moved from station to station, helping engineers and monitoring Council signals. The first Council ships began to retreat, damaged and confused. Humans had not lost a single colony. Not a single civilian was harmed unnecessarily. The Council had expected chaos, confusion, and panic. Instead, humans had fought together, carefully and efficiently. Back on Earth, the news spread slowly. People watched live updates from colonies. They saw ships moving, shields holding, civilians safe, and humans acting together. Families cheered quietly. Soldiers and scientists felt proud. The first real test had been passed. Humans could fight as one. The Council could not believe it. Their report said humans should be disorganized, weak, and slow. Now, every data point proved the opposite. Humans were coordinated, intelligent, and brave. Their fleets acted like one organism, every movement synchronized. Ethan Cole looked at screens in a control station.
"They are learning too fast," he said to Lucas Gray.
"Every adjustment we make is countered by their own reaction. We must stay ahead." Lucas nodded.
"And we are. Humans are not just defending.
"We are controlling the battlefield. Every move is planned, every life protected. We do not fight for hate, we fight for survival and unity." Laura Bennett added, "This is bigger than any single battle. The Council will notice how humans think differently. We are unpredictable in ways they cannot calculate. They rely on fear and control. We rely on trust, courage, and cooperation." Emma Parker smiled, "And we will keep moving, keep protecting, keep saving lives. We show the Council humans are not toys to be controlled. We are strong together." The battle continued for hours. Council ships tried to regroup, but human coordination was too precise. Civilian ships acted as shields for vulnerable vessels. Engineers repaired damage immediately. Soldiers fought with strategy and discipline. Finally, the Council fleet began to withdraw. They had lost coordination. Some ships were damaged, and morale was low. The humans had not destroyed the fleet, but they had proven something stronger. Humans could act as one. On Earth and in the colonies, humans celebrated quietly. Not with loud parties, but with relief and pride. The first clash had been won. Humans had survived, protected civilians, and forced the Council to retreat. Messages from other species began to arrive. Some aliens had watched the battle secretly. They were impressed. Many began to see humans differently. Humans were not weak or divided. They were united and clever. Some aliens even offered quiet help, sending supplies, information, or guidance. Ethan Cole gathered his team. "This was only the first real test," he said. "We learned a lot. Our ships, our systems, our strategies, they worked. We can improve even more." Lucas Gray addressed his crews. "Remember, teamwork is our greatest weapon. Every action matters. Every person matters. We won because we worked together. That is the true power of humanity." Laura Bennett continued her work. She analyzed Council weapon systems, finding ways to protect more ships and save more lives. She shared her knowledge openly. No one worked alone. Every human contributed, from engineers to pilots, scientists to civilians. Emma Parker trained more civilian pilots. She taught them the importance of calm, thinking, speed, and coordination. Every ship added to the fleet was another proof of unity. She knew that courage alone was not enough. Humans needed trust, preparation, and cooperation. Noah King updated maps and plans. He predicted future Council movements and prepared human responses. Every possible attack route had a counter. Humans were ready. They were learning, adapting, and growing stronger. The Council could not understand it. They had underestimated humans. They thought fear, threats, and attacks would divide them. Instead, humans were united. They acted as one. Every ship, every person, every colony contributed to the greater plan. Ethan Cole looked at a young engineer who had just completed a shield upgrade. "You did well," he said. "Every improvement counts. Every person counts. That is why we can win." Lucas Gray walked through a training area, watching soldiers and civilians practice together. "Humans are stronger than they know," he said. "They just need direction and trust. We give them both." Laura Bennett checked communication channels. "The Council cannot predict us. Their patterns are broken. We act faster, smarter, together. That is why we survived." Emma Parker piloted a ship on a test run. "Humans are brave," she said. "But bravery alone is not enough. We have to think, plan, and act together. That is our real power." Noah King looked at star charts. "The Council will try again," he said. "But humans are ready. Every move they make, we can predict. Every attack they plan, we can counter. And when the time comes, we will not just defend. We will show them the strength of unity." As Part 3 ends, the first real clash had proven humans could fight together. The Council fleet had retreated. Humans had not lost a colony. Civilians were safe. Engineers, scientists, pilots, and soldiers had all worked as one. The galaxy began to notice. Humans were no longer seen as weak or divided. They were united, intelligent, brave. And the Council's mistake became clearer with every passing day. Humans were capable of acting as one, and that power was far greater than the Council had imagined. The stage was set for the next step. Humans would continue to grow, prepare, and act as one. The Council would have to face them again, but this time, humans were not just defending. They were ready to respond in a way no one could ignore, and humanity was ready. United, coordinated, and brave, they would continue to show the galaxy that they were not to be underestimated. After the first clash with the Council fleet, humans did not rest. They knew this was only the beginning. The council was powerful, and their mistakes had angered them. Ethan Cole, Lucas Gray, Laura Bennett, Emma Parker, and Noah King gathered in a large control room near Earth. They were planning the next steps carefully.
"We cannot just defend," Ethan said.
"The council will strike again, and they will try to hit harder. We need to understand them better." Laura nodded. "I have been analyzing captured data from the last attack. The council uses fear to control other species. They divide, they threaten, and they watch carefully. Many civilizations have suffered quietly for years. Humans are the first to resist together." Lucas Gray clenched his fists. "They cannot break us. We fight as one. That is their problem. But we need more information. We need to know their weaknesses and their plans before the next attack." Emma Parker added, "We should also reach out quietly to other species. If they are unhappy with the council, they might help us. Even small support could make a difference." Noah King studied star charts and maps. "I can predict their moves better than before. But we need intelligence from the inside. We need evidence of how they control other species. If we show that to the galaxy, more allies may come." Laura worked quickly. She accessed council communications they had intercepted during the first clash. Slowly, patterns became clear. Council orders often depended on fear and control, not strategy. They expected species to fail under pressure. The humans had already shown they could succeed. Now Laura wanted to prove it. "I have found it," Laura said, pointing at her display. "We can show the galaxy how the council has ruled other civilizations. Many species have been weakened over time, forced to obey, and punished for resistance. We have proof. We can reveal it."
Ethan nodded. "Good."
"We need to share this carefully. If we expose the council too soon, they may attack harder. But if we plan it right, other species may join us." The team worked for days. Engineers improved communication systems to send secure messages. Civilians helped build fast ships to carry information to other worlds. Soldiers guarded important colonies. Every human played a role, just as Noah King had predicted. Emma Parker's fleet carried messages and supplies between planets. Her crews moved quickly, avoiding council patrols. Each delivery built trust with other species. Some aliens were quietly observing, curious about humans. Others were quietly sympathetic, remembering their own losses under council control. Finally, humans had enough evidence. Laura compiled reports, recordings, and data from intercepted communications. She showed how the council had divided species, punished civilizations for small mistakes, and ruled through fear. It was clear. Humans were not alone in their struggle. Many worlds had suffered, just like humans would have if they had not united. Daniel Ross, the diplomat, worked carefully. He sent messages to alien leaders, sharing the evidence and inviting them to support humans. The messages were calm, firm, and respectful. Humans did not demand loyalty. They asked for cooperation and honesty. Some aliens replied quietly at first. They confirmed what humans had found. They offered small support, supplies, and advice. Others remained cautious, watching to see what humans would do next. Humans did not mind. Patience and careful planning were part of their strength. On Earth, Ethan Cole and his team continued to prepare ships and crews. Every ship, civilian and military, was ready. Lucas Gray trained crews to respond quickly, using new tactics. Soldiers and civilians moved as one. Every drill was a chance to improve coordination and trust. Laura Bennett monitored council communications constantly. She found that the council had noticed humans' coordination and was becoming anxious. They were planning a larger strike, stronger than before. Humans expected this. Noah King had already predicted possible routes and targets. Plans were ready for every scenario. Emma Parker's fleet continued to deliver supplies and information. She trained young pilots to move calmly under pressure, to trust each other, and to protect civilians. Every ship added to the fleet strengthened human readiness. One day a council scout ship approached Earth secretly. It had no intention of negotiation. It wanted to observe human defenses. Humans detected it immediately. Laura's sensors tracked the ship. Ethan and Lucas quickly planned a response. "We do not attack unless necessary," Ethan said. "But we need to show capability." Lucas nodded a warning. "Carefully done. Let them know humans are ready." Emma Parker guided a small fleet to intercept the scout. The ships moved quietly, staying hidden but visible enough to warn the Council. Civilians on board helped monitor the scout's movements and relay data back. The Council scout observed human ships, expecting chaos. Instead, it saw calm, precise coordination. Humans moved like a single force. Engineers repaired minor damage quickly. Soldiers and civilians worked together seamlessly. The scout left, surprised and uncertain. Laura smiled. "They will report back. The Council will know humans are different. We do not fight in panic. We fight as one." Noah King added, "And we have allies quietly watching. More species may join if they see our strength. The Council cannot control the galaxy alone anymore." Days passed. Humans shared information carefully. Alien species began to speak openly. Small fleets and scouts joined humans quietly. The galaxy was beginning to see humans as a model of unity. Ethan Cole oversaw the expansion of the human fleet. Civilian ships were converted to support roles, carrying supplies, rescuing civilians, or acting as decoys. Every role was important. Lucas Gray trained crews to move quickly, think clearly, and respond to any Council attack. Laura Bennett improved detection systems. She built devices that could jam Council communications temporarily. Engineers installed them on ships and colonies. Noah King integrated these systems into battle plans. Humans were not just waiting. They were preparing to respond intelligently to any strike. Emma Parker continued to train pilots. Young and old learned the importance of calm decision-making, teamwork, and courage. "We do not need to be reckless," Emma said. "We need to act together. One mistake can cost many lives, but unity can save even more." The Council grew frustrated. Their attacks had failed. Humans had survived, protected colonies, and united the galaxy's attention. They had not expected humans to act so intelligently and calmly. Fear no longer worked against humanity. On Earth, humans quietly celebrated progress. They did not boast, but they recognized their strength. Every ship, every crew, every scientist and civilian contributed. They had proven they could respond as one. Ethan Cole looked at the growing fleet. "This is only the beginning," he said. "We have prepared defenses, allies, and plans. The Council will try again, but we will be ready." Lucas Gray nodded. "Humans are strong, not because of weapons or ships, but because of unity. They cannot break that."
Laura Bennett continued her research. The Council relies on fear and control.
Humans rely on knowledge and coordination. That difference is unstoppable. Emma Parker guided a training fleet in exercises near Earth. "We are ready. We act as one. We protect life, and we prepare for what is next. The Council will learn. We are not weak." Noah King updated star charts and maps. He predicted likely Council attack routes. Every colony, ship, and fleet movement was coordinated. Humans were not just reacting, they were shaping the battlefield. Messages from other species increased. Some sent ships to join human fleets quietly. Others offered technology or advice. Humans were gaining allies not through threats, but through example and integrity. The Council became anxious. They had expected humans to be divided and slow. Instead, humans were prepared, united, and intelligent. They had allies, plans, and growing strength. Every failed strike weakened Council confidence and reputation. Ethan Cole gathered his team. "The Council is learning our strength," he said, "but we must remain patient. The next steps are critical. We cannot act recklessly." Lucas Gray added, "Humans do not need to rush. We prepare, protect, and grow stronger. That is our real power." Laura Bennett smiled, "And our allies are ready too. The galaxy is beginning to see humans differently. We fight with coordination, courage, and trust. Not hatred or anger. That is our advantage." Emma Parker guided a group of new pilots through drills. Remember, every person counts. Every ship counts. We are strong together, and together we are unstoppable. Noah King looked at future maps. The Council may strike again. They may try to test us in new ways. But humans are ready. United, prepared, and calm, we will meet them as one. As Part 4 ends, humans had uncovered the Council's secrets. They had reached out to other species, gaining allies quietly. They had prepared fleets, civilians, and colonies. Every human acted as part of one unified plan. The Council's mistakes were becoming obvious. Humans were not weak. Humans were not divided. Humans were learning, growing, and uniting. The galaxy was watching, and the stage was set for humanity's final response. Humans were ready. United, prepared, and confident, they would face the Council again, and this time, the galaxy would see the full strength of human unity. The galaxy held its breath. Humans had prepared quietly, but now the time had come for action. The Council, angry and desperate, planned their largest strike yet. A fleet of warships moved toward Earth, larger and stronger than any before. They believed this would finally end human defiance. But humans were ready. Ethan Cole and his team had anticipated this move. Fleets from Earth and outer colonies were hidden in positions across the star systems. Civilian and military ships worked together seamlessly. Engineers, scientists, and soldiers had prepared for every scenario. Allies from other species joined quietly, ready to act if needed. Lucas Gray led the human fleet. He moved confidently between command ships, giving orders, watching every movement. Soldiers and civilians followed his instructions without hesitation. Humans acted as one. Every action coordinated, every ship and crew synchronized. Laura Bennett monitored Council communications. She found their fleet's weaknesses and planned electronic countermeasures. Council weapons were powerful but predictable. Laura guided ships through safe paths, sometimes disabling Council systems temporarily to protect human crews. Emma Parker flew at the front of a civilian escort fleet. Her ships were fast, small, and agile. They protected transports carrying civilians and supplies. Emma personally guided dozens of ships, dodging Council fire and keeping crews calm. She was the symbol of human courage and coordination. Noah King oversaw strategy from a distant command station. His maps predicted Council movements and likely attack paths. Every fleet, every colony, and every ship followed his plans. Humans were not reacting blindly. They were shaping the battlefield, controlling the flow of the fight. The Council fleet arrived. They expected chaos, confusion, and panic. They expected humans to make mistakes. Instead, they found calm, precise coordination. Ships moved together like a single organism. Civilians and soldiers acted as one. Shields held, engines performed perfectly. Humans were ready. The first clash began. Council weapons fired, but humans dodged and countered. Ethan Cole's engineers made real-time adjustments. Shields strengthened instantly. Damaged engines were repaired mid-battle. The Council had not expected humans to respond so quickly. Lucas Gray led attacks carefully. He did not destroy ships recklessly. He disabled command systems and disrupted coordination. Council fleets began to move chaotically. Humans anticipated every move, countering effectively. Emma Parker guided civilians to safety. Her fleet moved fast, rescuing hundreds of people from dangerous zones. Young pilots followed her example, learning bravery, patience, and teamwork. Every life was protected. Every action mattered. Laura Bennett used her devices to jam Council communications. Their weapons faltered temporarily, giving humans an advantage. Engineers repaired damage immediately. Humans adapted faster than the Council expected. Noah King's strategy unfolded perfectly. Council ships were forced into positions humans had prepared. Humans controlled the battle, defending colonies, and pushing the enemy back without unnecessary losses. The battle lasted hours. Explosions lit the darkness of space. Council ships were damaged, some destroyed, but humans minimized casualties. Every move was planned, every action coordinated. Civilians worked alongside soldiers. Engineers supported pilots. Humans fought as one. Finally, the Council fleet began to retreat. They were shocked. Humans had not only survived, they had controlled the battlefield. Their unity had defeated fear, skill, and numbers. The Council had underestimated humanity completely. Ethan Cole looked at the fleet's status screens. "We won the battle," he said, "but this is only the start. The Council must learn that humans act as one. We must show the galaxy our strength carefully and wisely."
Lucas Gray addressed the crews. "Remember, we did not win because of firepower.
We won because we acted together. Trust, coordination, and courage are our greatest weapons. We protect life, not destroy unnecessarily." Laura Bennett sent messages across the galaxy. Evidence of Council control over other species was included. Humans were not alone. Many civilizations had suffered quietly under Council rule. The messages were calm, factual, and clear. They showed humans as protectors and coordinators, not conquerors. Emma Parker guided new pilots through post-battle exercises. "Every ship matters," she said. "Every crew matters." Unity saved us. Unity protects us. Remember this, always. Noah King studied reports from colonies and allied fleets. "The Council underestimated us," he said. "They will try to recover, but humans are united. Our allies are growing. We act together, and that cannot be broken." The Council finally realized the full mistake they had made. Humans were not weak. Humans were not divided. Humans acted as one, protecting life, coordinating fleets, and inspiring other species to join them. Fear and threats no longer worked. Alien species that had suffered under Council rule began to speak openly. Some sent fleets, others shared technology, and some joined human-led communication networks. Humanity's calm courage became a symbol across the galaxy. On Earth, people watched the results. Families cheered quietly. Civilians and soldiers alike felt proud. Engineers, scientists, and pilots all knew their role had mattered. Every human had contributed to the victory. Humans had survived not by luck, but by unity and intelligence. Ethan Cole looked at the night sky. "We have protected life, defended our colonies, and shown strength.
But the Council must change. They must not threaten anyone else."
Lucas Gray nodded. "We do not need revenge. We need order and respect. We fight to protect, not conquer. That is the power of humanity." Laura Bennett smiled at her team. "Knowledge, planning, and coordination made this possible. Humans have learned to act as one. The Council cannot undo that."
Emma Parker guided a final set of transports safely back to Earth.
"Every life matters," she said. "Our strength is in unity, not destruction. Humans are showing the galaxy what it means to be strong together."
Noah King reviewed maps and star charts. "We will remain vigilant."
Humans will continue to act as one. The Council must accept this new reality. Unity cannot be broken by fear. Finally, the Council surrendered. Their fleet retreated completely. Humans did not destroy their ships unnecessarily. They had proven strength through unity, planning, and courage. The galaxy had witnessed the power of humanity. Humans helped build new alliances. They offered support to species that had suffered under the Council. Humans did not take control. They shared knowledge, technology, and strategies to protect life. The galaxy learned that humanity's strength was in unity, not domination. Ethan Cole, Lucas Gray, Laura Bennett, Emma Parker, and Noah King watched as communication networks spread across the galaxy. Alien leaders acknowledged humans as protectors and coordinators. Humans had earned respect, not through war, but through courage, planning and acting as one. On Earth, celebrations were quiet but meaningful. Families hugged, soldiers saluted, engineers smiled. Humans had survived, learned, and grown stronger. They had proven that fear and threats could not break their unity. Ethan Cole addressed his team. "This was our greatest test. Humans acted as one. We protected life, We showed the Council and the galaxy that unity is stronger than fear. Lucas Gray added, our strength is in coordination, trust, and courage. Every human contributed. Every life mattered. That is the lesson we give the galaxy. Laura Bennett continued her work, improving communication and defense systems. We must remain vigilant, she said. But humans are ready. United, we can protect life across the stars. Emma Parker guided a final training fleet. Unity saved us. Unity protects us. Never forget that. Every ship, every pilot, every crew member matters.
Noah King reviewed the galaxy maps one last time. The Council underestimated us, he said.
But humans are united. Our allies are growing. The galaxy has learned the truth. Humans act as one, and that power cannot be broken. The final lesson was clear. Humans had responded as one. The Council had made a critical mistake. Fear and threats could not divide humanity. Unity, trust, and courage had won the day. The galaxy had witnessed it. Humans had proven their strength. Humans had protected life. Humans had inspired others. And humanity would continue to act as one. United, prepared, and brave, humans would not only survive, they would protect the galaxy, show courage, and prove that unity is the greatest strength of all. The stars above Earth shone brightly. Humans looked at them with hope, pride, and confidence. The Council was defeated, not destroyed, but changed. The galaxy had learned the truth. Humans act as one. Humans protect life. Humans are strong. The story ends with humanity victorious, not through hate or war, but through unity, courage, and intelligence. The galaxy would never underestimate humans again.